What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Geek XP. We haven't done a discussion in a long time, so I apologize for that, but making his grand return is Marley, who's been a part of the channel for a while, but he's gone on a moving trip and stuff like that back to New York, so he's been out of commission for a little bit, but he's making his grand entrance back again.
Whoa!
Welcome back, Marley.
What's going on, everybody? Good to be back. It's been a while. A couple weeks now.
Yeah, and later in the episode, we'll talk about Marley's exciting new job that is pretty awesome and somewhat related to what we're going to be talking about today. So later in the episode, I don't know why I'm calling it an episode. later in the discussion,
You're having a flashback to our checkpoint days.
Yeah, oh no. Later in the discussion, we're going to talk about Castlevania. That's the main topic of what we're going to go over today. But I just want to start this off. Comic-Con ended just recently, and I've watched a bunch of panels. We've all seen the main trailers.
Yep.
I just wanted to go through just like the three big ones for me, at least. And I think they're probably the same for you.
Okay.
The Thor Ragnarok trailer.
Yep.
The Justice League trailer, and the Ready Player One trailer.
Yeah, totally. I'd love to talk about. Also, are we gonna touch on the leaked Avengers trailer at all?
Oh, yeah, I did see that too. Yeah, we all saw that. I always forget about it because it's not like official.
No, they definitely did not want us to see that.
Yep. The blurry cam rip was good enough.
Yep.
I was able to.
I got to see Thanos throw the moon. That's all I cared about.
I know, right? So yeah, let's just jump right in. Let's start with the Thor Ragnarok trailer.
All right.
All right. When I first was like watching this, I'm really excited for this film. Like I am for most Marvel movies, but I really enjoy the Thor movies a lot.
Yeah.
He's probably one of my more favorite Avengers in the cast right now. But this one has such a different tone from the last two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like it's a little bit more goofy, I feel like. There's just so much craziness going on. Like there's a lot of characters.
Yeah.
It's insane, man. And I'm guessing this is where we're going to see the last Infinity Stone.
Yeah, I mean, because I think this comes out, and then Black Panther comes out.
Okay.
And I doubt we'll see an Infinity Stone in Black Panther. It just doesn't seem like that kind of movie.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling you're right.
Yeah, the soul, is it the Soul Gem? Soul Stone?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think, yeah. I'm not sure how they're going to tie that in or anything, but
well,
yeah.
And this kind of touches on the leaked Avengers trailer.
Yes.
But at the beginning of the trailer, we see Thor crash into the Milano.
Yep.
I'm wondering if at the end of Ragnarok, if Asgard's gonna just get destroyed.
It might. Yeah, we saw that huge like fire demon or whatever. Like you
Surtur.
know when the Hulk's like, what's it called?
Surtur.
I don't even know what that is. Like, what is that?
It's a god in Norse mythology, and then a villain
okay.
in the Marvel world.
Gotcha. That is gonna be insane. Like Thor is just getting ready to Hulk smash on this Surtur. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. Kate Blanchett looks awesome.
Dude,
as
she looks Hela.
Hela.
She looks so cool.
This crazy.
This most recent trailer almost had like a like, oh, it's time to get the band back together vibe to it.
Yeah. Seriously, and then there's a shot where Thor, without his hammer, like lands on the bridge in Asgard, like all electricity flowing through him and stuff. Is like, oh, that's epic. I was like, that's really awesome. Man, yeah, like, I'm so excited for that film. And yeah, I'm sure it's gonna lead right into Infinity War.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I'm most excited about.
Like Black Panther, I'm sure will be connected somewhat, but I don't think it's gonna be like fully like directly connected to it like Thor Ragnarok's gonna be. Like you could literally watch Ragnarok and flow right into Infinity War.
Yeah,
you know.
I have a feeling there are gonna be like direct implications from this movie that lead into Infinity War.
Yeah.
Also, like in the comic books, Thanos does everything he does because he's in love with Death.
Death, right?
And
is that Hela? Is Hela Death?
Well, so in the comic books, there's Death and there's Hela. There's like two of them. I think in this movie, I think they're just gonna basically combined those concepts and just Hela will be his love interest.
Oh man, that is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Also, I was watching the panel for, I guess it was Thor, and who plays Thanos again? It's
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin, dude. He got jacked.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the panel. Like, he's just as big as Thor, man. Like Chris Hemsworth. I was like, holy crap, man.
Well, don't forget
you're all CG.
He's playing Cable too.
Oh, that's right. He's playing Cable, dude. He looks like Cable. He looks like Cable. He's got that strong jaw.
Yeah.
Like the grizzled old man kind of vibe going on. Like huge arms.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. It's crazy, man. So let's segue into the Infinity trailer. It was blurry footage and the audio wasn't the best, but we were able to tell what was going on, and it was insane. Like, yeah, Thanos throwing like a moon at them. We saw, I couldn't tell, but Spider-Man was wearing a new suit. Was that the suit that he was shown in Homecoming?
I think it was, and I didn't like that suit when I saw it in Homecoming.
Yeah.
It looks way better on him in motion. I don't know if they touched up the design, but it looked better.
It was blurry enough that I couldn't really tell, but it looked like it was, and I did like the look of it. Like, he looked cool.
Yeah.
Wearing it and stuff. Captain America has a beard.
So,
is that right?
Yeah, he's kind of rocking his nomad look. So there's a period in the comics where he stops being Captain America, and his new name is Nomad because he's a man with no country. He just travels around.
Oh man!
And
great name.
They're kind of channeling a bit of that in his new design.
Cause he kind of is right now. Like, he's not doing like anything that heroic.
No,
he's kind of staying under the radar.
He's on the run.
He's needed. Yeah, he's on the run. Yeah, he is. But what's another highlight from there? Yeah, it starts with Thor running into the Mako, is it? You said?
The Milano.
The Milano, okay, not the Mako. The Milano out in space, and there's like a little funny quips and stuff like that as they kind of drag him out of space. I guess he's a god, so he can breathe in space.
Yeah.
Or just, he doesn't, whatever.
Yeah, comic books.
Yeah, he's magic. He's out there. Yeah, then he's going to be palling around with the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is pretty nice. We see some of Doctor Strange in there too, making little platforms for them to like jump on. Is that right?
Yeah, he was making like platforms for Star-Lord to jump off of.
Yeah.
I don't think this movie is going to end in a happy place, and I think a lot of people are gonna die.
Yeah, there's a lot of theories going around. I mean, what's the guy's name that has a time stone in his head?
Vision.
Vision?
No, Doctor Strange has the time stone.
Oh, the time stone's with Doctor Strange.
I forget which one it is Vision has, but
Vision has the Mind Stone.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's gonna get ripped out of his head.
Because did you notice who was suspiciously lacking from the trailer? Vision.
Vision, yeah.
He was not in any of that trailer.
It's my whole theory is that he's gonna help take down Thanos because he's gonna be absorbed by him. His stone's gonna get ripped out of his head, and he'll be instrumental in like stopping him. Like, he'll infiltrate the gauntlet or something.
Yeah.
Because my theory is like that he's mastered the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
And he'll kind of come in, and later in part 2, they'll realize he's not dead and come back.
Very cool.
And somehow like help out.
That's
my theory.
I think Tony bites it.
Oh, yeah. I think there's gonna be a lot of death in that for sure.
But what else? What other trailers do we?
Well, Justice League's a big one.
Yes.
And I really like the new feel to it. I think than the previous things that we've seen for it. I think it looks a lot better. In terms, like, there's more jokes. I feel like there were a few in the original trailer, but we also have a new kind of like director helming it.
Yeah.
And I think I can see his kind of direction coming through in this new trailer a little bit.
That, and I mean, have you heard about the reshoots?
Yes, $20 million in reshoots. And Henry Cavill has a mustache for Mission Impossible,
that he's
and
contractually obligated to keep.
yep, because I think both movies are made by Warner Bros. So yeah, they don't want to like mess up the look for him in the next Mission Impossible, so they're just gonna have to comp out his mustache.
Yep.
So everyone just look at his mustache line and try and see if you can spot the digital alterations.
I have a feeling the Justice League movie we see is going to be much less a Snyder movie. At the beginning, they were saying that, oh, Joss is just coming in to do reshoots and final edit, but like,
Yeah.
it's still gonna be Zack's movie. But like, these are extensive reshoots. They're spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
They're trying to get all the actors are like having to schedule time. I don't think this is going to be a Zack Snyder movie at the end of the day. It'll say that it is, but it's not gonna be.
You know what might be interesting is a director's cut for that film.
Yeah.
Because it could be a lot different potentially. And it's not quite on the scale of reshooting as King Arthur was. But it's still pretty extensive.
Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, King Arthur had basically doubled its budget for reshoots, which basically means they remade the movie in my eyes. That's not happening here, but I think they're gonna make some good positive changes to that film. Yeah, I'm just hoping the action's solid and the story's somewhat cohesive and makes sense.
Yeah.
That's all I really want from that. Like, I loved Wonder Woman. It was a really good film. I'm not expecting it to be nearly that good, but I just need it to make sense and just be enjoyable.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, that's low bar.
Yeah, I have a very low bar for the DC movies at this point.
And I just want to talk about. So at the end, they tease Superman, I guess, right?
That's what I think.
It has to be Superman, but what's weird to me is like, as of right now, nobody knows that he's actually alive.
Yeah.
Right? They all think he's still dead, but Alfred like acts like they knew he was coming.
I wonder if it's Dick then.
Maybe. But what's weird is like on the edge of the camera you kind of see a little red.
Oh,
and I'm
really?
like, "Oh, is that his cape?" And I was like, I have no idea. And then what's the vibrations all about in the water? Like,
oh, that's true too. That's not Dick.
There's two vibrations that go through his water glass, and I'm like, what is that? Like, is he breaking the sound barrier or something like that and like landing?
I don't know.
I have no idea what is going on in that scene.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure Superman's coming back in that movie, so why wouldn't it be him? But it just seems a little weird. I don't know. So that's Justice League. Now, Ready Player One was one that caught me by surprise because I've heard things about the book for a while. You read it. Nate read it, and I think did Kyle and Brandon read it?
Kyle's read it.
Okay. So a bunch of you read it. I've never read it. But the trailer was dope. Like I was like, whoa, this is really cool.
I think it's gonna be a better movie than it is a book.
And like I said, I haven't read the book, but I've seen a lot of people giving the book shit, to be honest. Like, I'm not really sure why, but I guess it's the way it's written.
So,
like, there's just constant references and stuff like that, like pop culture references.
It was really weird because when the book first came out, it was like receiving this like endless praise. Like, people were calling it like the next great science fiction novel. Putting it on the level of like stuff like Philip K. Dick. And I was really excited to read it because I heard so much good stuff about it. And there's a lot of really cool stuff in the book, but there's also a lot of crap. And one of them is what you bring up. The author, Ernest Cline, forgoes actual exposition and description and just goes for pop culture references nonstop. Like, there's a whole part where the kid is talking about his car, and he's like, I got into my DeLorean from 19 blah blah blahs Back to the Future. On the top, I had it outfitted with a blah 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 from Ghostbusters, and it's just like pop culture references non-stop, and it gets so annoying after a while.
I see.
There's also a super cringy romance.
Okay, okay.
So there's cool stuff in the book, but it's like I said, it's buried under a lot of crap. And I think it'll be a better movie because you won't have someone narrating this to you. You'll
Yeah.
just be seeing it. Like in the book, it's told in the
Yep.
first person, so this kid is just not shutting up nonstop, and it's like, we get it. You're a fucking nerd.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. It's going to be a much better film than a book. Because just, yeah, you don't even have to make those references. You can just see it. Like,
Yeah.
his DeLorean will have the Ghostbusters thing on top of the car, and like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't have to have him like pointing it out to you.
yeah. If he does that a lot in the movie, it's going to be really annoying.
Yeah.
And I don't think they will. Spielberg is behind this.
Yeah.
Like, he's a master.
Yeah. And the other thing is the book honestly reads more like a script treatment or a movie pitch than it does a novel. Like he doesn't spend a lot of time describing stuff. It's very snappy. It's very like just broad strokes. Because he was a scriptwriter. I honestly think he wrote the book to eventually get it turned into a movie.
Yeah, I could see that being a possibility. And I found out that the Iron Giant, who stars in the trailer, it's like, that was a huge reveal for me. I was like, holy crap, it's Iron Giant! Like, I love that film so much. And he apparently is going to be a pretty big deal in this movie. Like, he's going to be a character.
Okay.
He's in the book, right?
He shows up for this big robot battle, if I remember correctly, but I don't remember him being, like, a big character, but that's cool.
So in the panel for Ready Player One, the author went ahead and said that they're trying to make him more of a character in the film.
Okay.
And I'm all for that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I hope they don't misuse him.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't talk a whole lot. Like, he's not too chatty.
Yeah.
But he can talk, obviously, but, like, not a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
so I'm excited for that.
It'll be interesting to see the legal minefield that movie's gonna have to walk through.
Yeah. I know, right? Like, all the copyrighted stuff, licensing.
Yeah.
Woo! I guess they'll find a way. Steven will find a way for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the main highlights for Comic-Con for me, and probably yourself as well, right?
Yep.
All right. I want to try and segue into Castlevania, the Netflix series. I think we might have one of our first positive video game adaptations in media.
Yeah.
Outside of games, you know, like in film or movies form. I think we got a winner here.
Finally. Not perfect, but a winner.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we dive into Castlevania, you have a new job, Marley.
I do have a new job.
You moved back to New York.
Yep.
And for this job, in fact.
Yes,
I think it was worth it.
Definitely.
I would think you would agree with me on that.
Yeah.
So I want to let you just talk about that for a little bit because it's related to Castlevania.
Sure thing. So I moved back to New York because I got a job with channel Frederator. For those that don't know, Frederator is an animation studio. There's a bunch of different divisions. But Frederator was the producer on Castlevania. It is a project that has been long in the works. I believe they've been trying for something like 12 years, I want to say.
Oh my goodness.
Or at least the guy who has the rights to the property.
Yeah, I'm sure Konami was helping, right? Like, they were very helpful.
I have no idea. I can't speak to that. I don't know.
Right. But you know, they have a reputation in games, like of being kind of like, I don't know. They're not a positive reputation.
So I moved back there, and I am a talent manager for them. So for those that don't know, Frederator has a multi-channel network here on YouTube. where they gather channels and we kind of help build a community. We help showcase people, uh, try to get their work out there. We do community collaborations, and it's kind of my job to search for talent that I think would be a good fit and to reach out to them and try to entice them to join. So that's what I've been doing. I'm working in office at New York in New York. It's super cool, and I have been really, really enjoying it. It's a great opportunity.
You were telling me you sit like right next to Fred, one of the founders. Is that
The
correct?
Yeah, the founder. I'm pretty close to him.
Man, that's insane, man. Like I've never been super into any of their work, but like everyone knows Adventure Time. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like that's probably what they're most well known for. Like I've watched Adventure Time. Like it's a goofy, fun like little show. Like it's on Cartoon Network.
yeah,
You know, like it's such a freaking big deal. So yeah, they helped produce Castlevania, get that going.
yep.
I guess they worked with Adi Shankar, who's the director for this series, and I didn't really know too much about him, but that guy is he's an interesting individual. I watched an interview with him. IGN did an interview with him. Man, like he has a lot of awkward pauses, and like there literally was like 10 seconds where he didn't say anything after a question was given to him.
uh,
Like
so
it was really awkward. Like I'm not sure what's going on in that man's head, but he made a good Netflix series
so
here.
if I remember correctly, Addy is actually just a producer on it. He's another producer on
Oh,
the show. Um,
okay, okay.
it was another gentleman's passion project, and I'm losing the name off the top of my head.
Uh huh.
So forgive me for that. But yeah, Addy kind of came on as a producer and a hype man,
Gotcha.
and a promoter as such.
Because he's known for that making that gritty Power Rangers trailer
Yeah.
or like short. It was a short actually, I think.
Yep.
Like 4 years ago or something like that. And that was like insane and kind of got people hyped for Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And that's all I really know about him.
That
That's
and
it.
if you've seen Dread, I think he was a producer on
Oh,
Dread.
oh, and Dread was
Yeah.
badass. That was really awesome. So yeah, his name is behind this series, and like I said before, after finishing it, I think we've got a pretty good adaptation. I think it's adapting Castlevania 3. I'm pretty sure
Yep.
it's based off that, and I've never played a Castlevania game, and I know lately what's kind of going on a little bit, like characters. The Belmonts I know are the family that hunt the monsters and the vampires and all that, and of course Dracula is the antagonist. Um, but what was really cool about this series is so it's a 4 episode miniseries basically.
Yep.
And my whole thing was I kind of think it should have been just a movie,
Yeah.
like a 2 hour movie or something like
Well,
that.
that was the original plan.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. So it was originally written as a direct to video movie,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a hard time finding someone to fund it like that.
Yeah.
And then I don't know everything, but I guess as the years went by, um, when the Netflix I guess deal was created, and
Yep.
this isn't like behind the scenes knowledge or anything. This is just what I've read on the internet.
Uh-huh.
Um, when the Netflix deal came to be, they kind of retooled that original script.
Okay. Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Um, so like I was saying, I think it would have been better that way as a movie. Because it starts off really strong, in my opinion. The first episode is gets you right in there, and it tells you like how violent this is gonna
Yeah.
be. Also,
Dead baby.
like it's insane. Like I was like, holy crap! Like I've seen my fair share of like gruesome things in film and stuff like that, but it's always kind of an animated form. Like obviously, animation is not just for kids or anything, but I'm not used to seeing that amount of violence in an animated film.
Oh
To
yeah.
be honest, like it's I was like, holy crap,
Yeah.
this is insane.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a
I
little
kind of
next
dig it.
level. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was a little bit much, but hey, like that's their vision.
Yeah.
Like they
They,
went for
they
it.
certainly set their tone.
Yeah, they certainly did. Yeah, so I'm gonna make this kind of spoilery. So for anybody that doesn't want it, hasn't watched it yet, I would say go watch it. It's really good. And then come back to this later if you want more spoilers and impressions. But we're gonna get into kind of some plot points and characters. So in the first episode, we don't even really see the Belmonts at all. It's just setting up Dracula and why he's the antagonist, which I think was a really strong start to the show. This herbalist or like, kind of character or priest
Yeah.
who's been shunned as being a witch for basically practicing like science and stuff like that. She's comes to his castle because it's been rumored that he has advanced technology there.
Yeah.
And she wants to learn it. And then they naturally kind of like fall in love because he's like curious about her because she's different from everybody else. Because he hates humanity.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. And I don't really blame him too much in this universe.
Oh, dude, the people in this world are terrible.
They're pretty terrible. The church in particular is awful.
Yeah.
In this show, like they are brutal and very super bad, super manipulative. They're real bad. And they end up killing his wife, and that sets him off.
Yeah.
And he goes ham on him. The whole village dies.
Gives him a year.
It gives him a year too. Like I was like, damn, dude, you're real gracious. Like I was not expecting him to do that. I was like, wow, you could just kill him right now, I was really surprised that he did that, and I guess he did it because of her.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he was like, because of her, she would have wanted you to have a chance, right?
Yeah.
And they still, like, oh, man, the church manipulated it, and
they threw a party. Remember, they have that huge, like, celebration?
Yep. Yeah, did you guys not see the huge fire head in the bonfire?
Yeah.
It's like, all right. That's fine, I guess.
Yeah, that first episode is so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think it might be the best one.
Yeah. The last episode's really good too, but yeah, I think the first one is a perfect setup for this whole universe that they're kind of making right now.
Yeah.
The second episode, you have pretty strong feelings on the second episode. There's a lot of exposition.
It's so much.
Yeah.
There's so much talking in the second one. I think the second episode is definitely the weakest of the bunch.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's tough because it's necessary exposition.
Yep.
Like, it's stuff they have to do. They have to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
But it definitely kills the mood from the first one.
Right. And this is where we meet Trevor Belmont.
Yeah.
Who's the protagonist. He is the protagonist of the show, I believe.
Yep.
And he's a pretty interesting character. Like, he's a drunk. His family's basically, he's been excommunicated. His family's gone for the most part. It's just kind of him left over.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed his character. He didn't give a crap about what the church was doing and didn't really care what they had to say. And kind of stood up for some of the commoners that were being bullied by him and stuff.
Yeah.
And he has this connection with this group called the Speakers, I think.
It was the Speakers or the Seekers, I can't remember.
It's one of those two. I think it's the Speakers because their whole thing is oral tradition.
Yeah.
They pass their stories down orally. They don't write anything down,
mm-hmm.
which seems kind of like a bad idea, but whatever.
It's poetic.
Have you ever... Yeah, it is poetic. Have you ever played Whisper Down the Lane, though?
Yeah.
But I'm no scholar or anything, though, so I'm sure they can find a way to remember all the stories. But we get introduced to like their dynamic and how they interact with Trevor. They're separate from the church. They're not really like a religious people necessarily, right?
Yeah, they're like almost like traveling gypsy priests.
Yeah.
in a weird way.
That just kind of keep the history.
They keep the history. They go to seems like they go to different cities and do good deeds when they can.
Yeah. And they know magic
Yeah.
too. They're kind of like mages in a sense. Um and Trevor at first doesn't really want to have anything to do with them or anything like that. Because he just kind of wants to be left alone for the most part, right? Like,
Yeah, he's pretty much just keeps to himself.
yeah. But as the events start unfolding and stuff in this village that they're all in is clearly going to be come under attack by all like the night creatures and stuff. He kind of realizes like I think the speakers kind of convince him like to do something.
Yeah,
If I remember.
he kind of realizes that he has a responsibility.
Yep.
And as mad as he is at the church for excommunicating the family and for everyone for turning on them, he can't let that get in the way of them doing something wrong.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
it kind of realizes too that like a lot of the people that maybe turned on his family
Mm-hmm.
only did so because the church scared them into it.
Right.
And he finally reaches he reaches his hero moment where he realizes he has to stand up.
Right. Yeah. In terms of animation for the show, I think overall it's pretty solid. Um, there are dips though where I notice like they maybe just didn't have the budget to have consistent quality animation throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, they you can
One,
tell they picked
yeah,
and chose.
yeah, and I think they chose correctly on some of the main fights.
Oh
The
yeah.
main fights, the best one in my opinion, there were two in particular that really impressed me: the Cyclops fight,
Yeah.
and then Alucard and Trevor.
Yeah.
Obviously that one was great.
Yeah. That fight was
Um,
so badass.
yep. Um, it was really interesting that they found Alucard under there. Like, I was like, what is under here? And there was like that mystery legend of like the hero or
The hero
whatever.
that would rise to help.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? Like, I was like, Dracula's castle's not under there. Like, that's would be weird. And I was like, who else could that be? And I was like, oh shoot, it's his son. I was like, holy crap, that's insane. But the bar scene in the second episode,
Yeah.
I was like, this should be. It was like so slow. Like everything felt like drawn out and like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like I was like, holy crap, like this was not, that wasn't so good. Like I was like, ooh. And there were just a few other parts during the show. I was like, well, I wish there was maybe a few more like frames or something like fluidity to some of the motion.
Yeah.
I think I might be a little spoiled from some of the anime I watch, to be honest. You know,
Yeah.
because dude, there's some anime that just go bonkers on some of the action and stuff, man. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was really solid. And it sets up well for the next part is going to be 8 episodes,
Correct.
and I think it's going to be better. Like I was saying before, I thought this should have just been a movie straight through, but the next one will be 8 episodes, and I think it's going to be a lot more polished and stuff now that they know going forward this is a thing.
Yeah.
It probably will be continued forward.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So that's all I've really got on Castlevania. I give it a pretty high rating. I would give it maybe like a 7.5 to 8 out of 10 or something like that.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. It's cool to have adult animation that takes itself seriously. It's not because I
Yeah.
feel like so often when people hear animation and they think about it in terms of age groups, you're either only for kids or when they hear adult animation, they think of things like Family Guy or South Park.
Right.
And
Right.
there's no, like, for whatever reason, people think there's no room for a serious story to be told through that way.
Right.
And
And
seeing something cool like this that took
Yep.
itself seriously was really awesome.
Yeah. I think I would like to quickly give a shout out to Voltron real quick on Netflix as well. It's not as serious as Castlevania, but it's a solid bit of like animation that all ages can enjoy.
Yep.
It has a lot of the similar people behind that were behind Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yep.
So when I watched it, I was like, I wasn't surprised that it was really fun to watch. The animation's super good and everything about it, like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I love that
So
show.
and that's coming back August 4th.
Oh, fourth. I thought it was 8th. 4th is so soon.
Oh, it's either the 4th or the 8th. I can't remember.
Oh, you just got me so excited.
It's pretty soon though. Like that's close.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've got for this discussion. It's kind of good to finally get back. We haven't done one in a while.
I know. We should.
Like, it's been a while since we've done a discussion video.
Yeah. Not since the checkpoint days, I think.
Well, I think we did some E3 ones.
Oh, that's right. We did Nintendo. I think that was it.
We did those prediction ones, right? Like, so we did Sony and Nintendo. You were a part of the Sony and Nintendo one.
And then we did a post Nintendo one. But
that's right.
I don't think we did post Sony or post Microsoft.
No, we didn't. So yeah, that post Nintendo one was the last discussion we did, which was like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I'd like to try and get more discussions going again.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Definitely.
But yeah, thanks Marley for sharing about your work at Frederator and what you're doing there.
Yeah, no problem.
Hopefully we can hear more about what's going on and stuff like that with Frederator again.
Yeah. We gotta plug our social medias.
Yeah, that's right. And I also want to plug the fundraiser too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For anyone that's stuck around long enough during the discussion, we have a fundraiser going on. We're trying to get more production equipment to make our content a little bit higher quality. More like capture cards for like Marley, because then he can do like some like capturing of game footage and stuff like that.
I really want to do Splatoon content.
Splatoon stuff would be awesome. Yeah, and like maybe some green screens and stuff like that. Just some things that would bump up the quality of the content we do. So if you guys at all feel interested in donating, it's not required at all. But if you're feeling generous, go ahead and donate any amount of money that you want. We really appreciate it.
We'll put a link to it in the description of the video.
Yep. I'll put a link down there in the description. To plug our social media stuff real quick, on Twitter, you guys can tweet at me at Carson_save. And Marley, how about you?
I'm rebellious_Ewok, and I am the same thing on Instagram.
Nice. And thank you guys for watching or listening, and we'll see you in another video.
Bye-bye.
Bye.